Dear sisters and brothers in Jesus Christ, we celebrate Holy Thursday or Maundy Thursday. We commemorate the Last Supper. We celebrate the institution of the Holy Eucharist and the priesthood. If you have noticed well in the Gospel, the evangelist John doesn't speak about bread and wine, nor about transubstantiation. There is no institution words of the Holy Eucharist. John simply says a meal took place. Then something happens that turns the world upside down. In the middle of the meal, Jesus stands up. He takes off his outer garment. He ties a linen cloth around himself. He puts on work clothes and washes his disciples' feet. Dear friends, we have all read or heard this gospel passage many times, and we all know that washing Gus' feet in those days was the work of a slave. The roads were dusty, and they walked with sandals or bare feet. Therefore, the feet was dirty. Washing the feet was hard work, and the Lord takes on this work. It is certainly not surprising that Peter, full of horror, says, "You shall never wash my feet." And only Jesus' response allows him to suspect that much more is happening here than the washing of feet. Then a program is being announced here for the future, for their community of disciples, for the future of all who want to follow Jesus, for the future of the church. Jesus says, "I have given you an example so that you also should do as I have done to you." Our celebration of the Holy Eucharist requires that we wash one another's feet, that is, serve one another, and revere Christ's presence in other persons. In practical terms, that means we are to consider others' needs to be as important as our own and to serve their needs without expecting any reward. Very often in the developed countries, we find this liturgical ritual is meaningless today because most of the people wear shoes and their feet are no more dirty. But still, this washing of the feet reminds us that we should be servants of one another, that we should be humble. Dear sisters and brothers, on a tombstone near Bari in southern Italy is written the following sentence: "Love people, love the poor, love Jesus Christ, nothing else matters." It is the tombstone on the grave of Antonio Bello, Bishop of Molfetta. He became famous because his episcopal office was characterized from the very beginning by renouncing the power. He called himself Don Tonino and only allowed himself to be called Don Tonino. His commitment was primarily to the poor and marginalized. He promoted the establishment of parish charity. He always left the offices of his bishop's palace open for anyone who wanted to speak to him, and often also for the needy who asked to stay there overnight. And he became famous for his saying, "The only liturgical vestment mentioned in the Gospel of John during the washing of the feet is an apron, a work dress, not a stola." It is never been given to the priest during the ordination ceremony. You can surely imagine that he not only make friends with his statement and his actions. Dear friends, the inner attitude expressed in the washing of the feet is a foundation for the Church of Christ. Without this attitude, what Christ wanted to establish and make visible in this world is lost. Today, on Holy Thursday, is the anniversary of Jesus' promulgation of his new commandment of love. In John chapter 13:34, we read, "Love one another as I have loved you." We are called to be a community of people who make this commandment of love the focus of our lives. Blessed are we if we too want to be a church of service. What an important signal that could be for our world. Amen. God bless you.